Hello and welcome to the Mountaineers YouTube channel. My name is Maikeru. Now, most of you guys know that I am generally a big Nintendo fan and an apologist for the company, as I find myself doing so often, what with their interesting decisions and poor business choices. Usually I'm at their backs. So for those of you who don't know, 2 years ago when Splatoon 1 came out, I fell in love with the game, and after a little while I joined a team, and we got pretty good at the game. We took part in tournaments. We were pretty much a semi-pro team at the time. So on launch day, obviously, I went out and I picked up the game and I began playing it. And honestly, I'm pretty disappointed with the game. Now, don't get me wrong, I still enjoy it. I'm still having fun, but there's a lot of things and a lot of opportunities that Nintendo once again missed out on because they're Nintendo. The biggest point that I want to make is that Nintendo needs to step up their game when it comes to online gaming. They made a lot of really fucked up design choices in Splatoon 2 that are aggravating, frustrating, and all around not fun. Now, if you watch my video on Splatoon 1, you'll pretty much know the basics of the game. There's one player mode, Turf War, which is an online multiplayer mode, and ranked mode, which is also online. One of the issues in the first game was that you weren't able to just play with your friends in any mode really, except for ranked. That was super annoying and a weird choice at the time. The only way to play together with your friends online in the casual mode was to join up into a group during matchmaking, but the issue was that you never knew if you were going to be on the same team as your friends or against them. Now, I don't know about you, but that kind of randomness is a little bit ridiculous to me. You should actually have the choice whether you want to play against your friends or with your friends. Games have been doing this for over a decade now. It's incredibly simple, and I have no idea why Nintendo decided to not implement that. I think they're really concentrating on trying to make things as fair as possible, but at the same time, if you want to play with your friends, you should be able to play with your friends. One thing that Splatoon 1 did well is that in ranked mode, if you had friends online, you could play with them at any point. All you had to do is get a group of 2, 3, or 4 together, and you could go and you could play in ranked mode. Now, it wasn't that well set up, but for some reason in Splatoon 2, they decided to make it worse. So here's what the changes are in Splatoon 2. As far as Turf War goes, it's literally exactly the same. You never know if you're going to be up against your friends or playing with your friends, but in ranked mode, you can't even play with your friends until you're B-. Now, the issue with that is that there's professional Splatoon players that are currently trying to rank back up to S+ in Splatoon 2. So the bottom rank has turned into a bottleneck. So in the game, you start off at C-, and you work your way up through the ranks until you get to the maximum rank S+. Now, in C- rank and at least up through A, you have a bunch of people that have never played the game before and are testing out the ranked mode for the first time and have no idea what they're doing, playing with tons of people that own Splatoon 1, played it professionally, and are insane at the game. And what this creates is an almost impassable blockade for your average player to get through. And having it so people need to be B- in order to play with their friends is a pretty huge chug for a lot of people who aren't really excellent at the game. Not only that, but B- is 3 ranks above the bottom. So in order to get there, you have to play a lot and you have to win a lot. Now, they did change the ranking system to some degree, which I find makes it much easier to rank up, but at the same time, I was part of a semi-professional team. Many of my teammates have already made it up through S+, and I'm pushing S myself right now, but there are a lot of people that are struggling to get through those ranks. However, one good thing that they did implement into the system is that when you do play with your friends online in ranked mode, you do not raise or lower your own rank depending on wins or losses. They have this new thing called Team Power, which I don't really completely understand, but I know that my team and I have made it up into at least the top 20 on the worldwide leaderboards a couple of times so far. So that's pretty cool, but these issues present a serious problem for Nintendo as a company. What are you thinking? Why are you making everything such a grind? You have to get to level 19 to use some of people's favorite weapons from the first game. That can take anywhere from 10 to 20 hours in order to get up that high, possibly even more. That's ridiculous. With a game that is as fun and is as addicting as Splatoon, you don't have to punish people in order to make them play and play and play. They're gonna do that anyway. That's the thought process that Nintendo has. Like, they always have to do something different and they always have to be unique, and a lot of the times it doesn't make any sense and it just comes out shitty. If this is going to be your foray into the esports, you should probably do something about the way that you set up your game, and definitely stop punishing people who buy that game. Like, these people are your lifeblood. These people are your revenue source. You should probably start pandering to them instead of little kids. And honestly, with the way that the ranked mode already is, little kids aren't going to stop playing Splatoon anyway because it's too damn difficult for them to get anywhere. It's very, very difficult to play, especially when you're a C- and you're up against people that are S+ players. I know that if I was new to the game, I wouldn't go into the ranked mode, at least at this time. It's going to take a good couple months for that to level out and become the way it's supposed to be, where you have people actually separated into different ranks where they belong so they can play against other players that can play against them. Salmon Run. Now, Salmon Run is pretty fun. It's a little bit goofy, but I do enjoy it for what it is. However, just like everything else in the game, the availability of Salmon Run is put on a timer. Why Nintendo does this, I don't know. I truly believe that they think that if they make something not available all the time, it will keep people coming back and playing the game. But seriously, Splatoon is good enough, once again, for people to play it all the time without having these bullshit incentives. Honestly, from a company as big as Nintendo, this seems like a very self-conscious kind of move, and frankly, from a longtime fan's standpoint, it's kind of bullshit. You create something fun, you create something that is engaging and addicting, and then you lock it behind doors 90% of the time. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. And if you're playing that mode with people that are a higher rank than you within that mode, you're not allowed to gain or lose points, but most importantly, you're not allowed to gain points. So unless you play on your own with people that are within your skill level, you're not going to get anywhere in it anyway, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense. And once again, you're going to be paired up with strangers that you have no way of communicating with, so you're going to be losing a lot of the time, which is going to be incredibly frustrating for you. Speaking of communication, we should probably start talking about the new Nintendo app that launched alongside Splatoon. Now, there are a lot of really cool things about the app. The app is actually like relatively cool. So you can go in, you can see all your stats for Splatoon and all that cool stuff. It tells you where you rank, it tells you your average battle wins and losses. It's pretty well done. But when it comes to communication, it gets a little hairy. When you're on the app and you're communicating with your friends, you have to stay on the app. Unlike in Discord, if you're in a voice chat, you can close Discord and go online and do the kind of things that you would normally need to do on a cell phone while continuing to talk to your friends. The Nintendo cell phone app doesn't work like that. You have to have it open the entire time. The other issue is that you're not going to be able to hear the game music while you're talking with your friends over the Nintendo app, which is fucking bullshit. The only way to be able to listen to the game, which you need to be able to hear in a competitive shooter, you can hear people coming behind you, you can hear the direction that people are shooting you. The only way to do that is to either wear 2 sets of headphones, like something big over little earbuds, the earbuds being the, talk part through your cell phone, or you have to get Nintendo specific headsets, which have a double male output. You have to plug one into your cell phone and the other into your Nintendo Switch. I know for a fact that on my PS4, all I have to do is plug my headset into my controller and I'm good to fucking go. And it's that kind of shit that makes Nintendo look bad, and it makes them look like they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And as for somebody who deeply cares about the company and have been entertained by them for years, it's this kind of stuff that drives me nuts. Simple things that could have been thought of beforehand that were just kind of thrown in for no good reason. So there's a lot of stuff coming up from them. We're going to see how it goes, but as of right now, they're still back in the Wii days when it comes to online gameplay. They need to get their matchmaking on point. They need to get their online ease of use on point. And they need to stop just doing stupid shit. I don't want to have to buy crappy Nintendo headset hardware in order to talk to my friends and hear my fucking game. Really, that's all. I just needed to get this out. It's been driving me nuts since I picked up the game, especially because playing with my friends is so important to me. Again, I like Nintendo quite a bit. And the reason that I like Nintendo is because I like being able to play games with my friends, particularly couch co-op games. And another reason why I'm so frustrated, because a company that is so adamant about making their games multiplayer so you can have fun with your friends is making it so goddamn difficult to play with them. But enough of that, guys. I want to drop some news on you and ask you a couple of questions. So as you guys know, for the past couple of months I've been working on and off with Treesicle. I produced that Kirby video for them. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing that, and having that many people be able to see something that I worked on is fantastic for me. That's all I want. I want to make sure that people are seeing what I do. As the majority of you guys also know, I'm going to be going to PAX West with them at the end of this month, beginning of September. So if you guys are out on the West Coast, anywhere near Seattle, it would be super cool if you came out and you said hi. I would love to hang out with you guys and meet people that actually enjoy the content that I make. On top of that, I'm also going to start writing for Treesicle and producing those episodes as well, which is dream come true. This is super awesome. So I have a ton of creative control over that kind of stuff, and I'm really interested in getting started on that. I'm going to be splitting a lot of time between this channel and that channel, and doing what I can. I have started writing the Pokemon Mythos Busters 2 that's going to be coming out this month, probably while I'm at PAX West, so stay tuned for that. Now, last thing, I would like to get to know you guys better. I am creating content for myself, but I'm also creating content for you guys, and I would really like to know what you guys are interested in or would like to see. I don't get to talk with all of you guys all the time, and I would really like to make sure that I'm making stuff that you guys would like to see that I also want to make. So for this video in particular, it would be super awesome if you guys could leave a comment down below letting me know what kind of stuff that you would like to see in the future, what kind of topics you would like me to cover, and you know, what games do you like? What are your favorite games? What kind of content would you like to see on those games? I'm gonna take all of it into consideration and see what I can do. So if you guys liked the video, make sure to hit that like button. It really does help out the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button as well, or go watch another video and see if you're ready. Also, please leave that comment down below letting me know what kind of content you would like to see from me, and I will absolutely take those into consideration when coming up with projects in the future. Stay tuned for Mythos Busters 2. It's coming very soon. We're super excited about it. I have a lot of good ideas. It's going to be focusing on the Hoenn region this time. And last but not least, make sure to check us out on social media. That's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and please consider donating to our Patreon. This is kind of a trying time for us. So if you are able to, helping out would help you out, because I'm able to create more content if I'm not focusing on other jobs. I also took part in a video that's out right now on the Hard Reboot Network, which you guys should check out. I'm going to make sure that I put that in the description and at the end of the video, and make sure that you check out a video that I took part in with Top Hat Gaming Man. It's going to be out on Saturday. Don't know if I'm going to post this on Friday or Saturday, but if it is on Saturday, I'm going to make sure I have that in the description too. I'm super excited for it. It's going to be really cool. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Maikeru. This is the Death Mountaineers, and I hope you have a great week. I'll see you guys next Friday. Thanks so much.